I realized too late the snow wasn't the only thing covering my tracks. I went out because my apartment felt too quiet, like the air was listening. The trailhead lot was empty except for one old SUV crusted with frost, no footprints around it. That should have been my first warning, but I told myself the driver was already deep in the woods. Snow squeaked under my boots, loud in the stillness. Bare trees stood like black ribs against the white. My breath fogged my scarf, and the cold had that clean, metallic smell, like pennies. My phone buzzed. No service. It buzzed again anyway. When I checked, there was a notification with no app icon, just gray text. Turn around. The message vanished the second I touched the screen. I stared at the blank display, then shoved it back in my pocket. Phones glitch, batteries freeze. People imagine patterns when they're alone. I kept walking, trying to be normal about it. A few minutes later, I saw footprints crossing the path. Not deer, not mine. Narrow, careful, almost like someone stepping on the edges of their feet. They came from the trees, crossed the trail, and disappeared back into the trees again. I stopped and listened. Nothing. Only the dry rattle of branches in the wind. I kept going, but I couldn't stop scanning the tree line. The woods felt too tidy, too quiet, like a room after someone turns off the TV. My phone buzzed again. No service. Another gray notification. Don't look back. My throat tightened. I didn't laugh this time. I turned to head back to my car, choosing the sensible thing, the thing you do before a bad story happens. That's when I heard it. A soft crunch in the snow, one beat after my own step. I froze. The sound stopped. I waited, staring straight ahead, refusing to give the woods the satisfaction of my fear. Then, closer. Crunch. My phone vibrated hard in my pocket. I pulled it out with numb fingers. If you run, I run. I didn't run. I walked faster, controlled, like speed could be polite. The crunch followed me, perfectly timed behind my steps. I rounded a bend and finally saw the parking lot through the trees. Relief hit so sharp it made me dizzy. I let myself look back. The trail behind me was empty. No figure, no movement. Just my own footprints. And tucked neatly between them, a second line of narrow prints placed in the gaps I'd left. Like whoever followed knew exactly how to hide inside my trail. My skin went cold in a new way. I reached the lot and stopped dead. The snow behind my car, where my boot prints should have led from the lot into the woods, was smooth, untouched, like I'd never walked out at all. I spun toward the trailhead. The path was pristine. No footprints, no scuffs, no sign I'd been there. My phone buzzed one last time. The notification didn't disappear. You came alone. I unlocked my car and slammed the door behind me. The cabin smelled like old air freshener and panic. I stared at the woods through the windshield, willing something to move, because somehow that would make more sense than nothing. Then the passenger window fogged, on the inside. A breath. I hadn't breathed there. My mouth was covered. The fog spread in a neat oval, like someone leaned close to the glass. A fingertip drew one straight line down through the mist. Not a word, not a symbol. A tally. Like counting. I turned the key. The engine caught. I backed out fast, tires crunching over snow that still insisted I'd never arrived. On the drive home, my phone stayed silent. But every time I stopped at a light, I swore I heard it, soft and patient. One crunch, one beat after my foot left the brake.